You could do anything. Are you kidding me? Hi, I'm Lee Daniels.
And I'm Glenn Close, and we are going to have a deep dive into my character, Alberta, in The Deliverance.
This is Up Close with Glenn Close.
You humiliated him, Ebony.
Wonder where I learned that shit from, Ma.
How do you expect to set an example if you just go flying off the handle like that?
I think it's important to learn that you can say terrible things and still have love in your heart. And I think that's what happens in this movie a lot, but certainly between Andra and me, that we say terrible things to each other, but underneath that is this love that comes out in strange ways.
There was moments that Andra felt like she needed to be softer to her mother because she was coming at her mother so hard, and I didn't want her to. I knew that the mother knew how much she loved her. I knew how I saw the film at the end of the day, how I was in the edit room already. And so Andra just felt so horrible talking to Glenn this way. She would come up and touch her. I said, please don't touch her. Please, can I kiss her? No, please don't kiss her. That's the complications of just a dysfunctional kind of love that this mother and daughter have. And I wanted to show what it was like to be a Black girl with a white mom.
It really was the first time I got into those clothes that I started to get a window into who this woman was that was incredibly positive, because those are clothes that I wouldn't before, maybe now, I don't know, wear, you know. And you can't wear those clothes and be self-conscious about your body. And so from that, I said, oh, okay, I get it. No matter what Lee puts me in, I am the sexiest woman on the street. I think the most outrageous ones were those shorts. Remember those shorts that come way up here and then the huge big rips.
We had to go back and re-edit that scene so that I said, there's no way I'm putting her in these shorts and we're not gonna get a close-up of those thighs. There's no way. So I had to go back and re-edit it because I was like, wait a minute, we were so worried about the acting, I wasn't paying attention to the shorts. I had to go back and re-edit that whole walk down those stairs because of those shorts.
Lee and I took a long time coming up with what she should sound like.
Doing the best I can, what God gave me, Melvin.
It came down to, I listened very much to Andra, and not just to Andra, but my family in this movie and how they were talking, and I got it. I said, I'm part of this family, and that's how I should talk.
Girl, I'm just trying to see that you live a clean life.
So it was a process that Lee led me through, as was the clothes. I remember saying to you, I have no idea you're going to be my teacher. You're going to lead me into this. And that is what made it one of the most incredible adventures of my career.
I wanted to show how Black women feel about white women taking their men in a comedic way, but I also wanted to show that Alberta didn't give a fuck. Like, she was ready to fight him back, just like she was ready to fight her daughter back. Like, Ebony just didn't come out of the ether ready to beat people up, that she came from a badass woman. And that shows that Alberta has respect in this Black community. I know the conversation that'll spark within the Black community, she's beloved. And it feels so great to be gratifying to see the response and to see audiences, Black men and women, talk about this woman like they haven't seen her before. Because it felt like, oh God, I thought I was going crazy for the longest time. And so now it just feels like I'm justified by creating the character.
I was so excited to be in a film with these women. Their talent is monumental. I think we all learn from each other. And when I see somebody as gifted as the women in this movie, it just makes me want to be better. Of course, I spent most time with Andra, but I wish I had as equal time with Ingenue and Monique. They were phenomenal. Just the bravery and the ferocity and the love. It was a gift. It was a true gift.